Hi, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, pleasure, thank you for asking.
Who are you and what do you do?
James Gander. I'm an independent consultant at Gander Service Management. I help organisations to identify and design improvements in the way that primarily the IT operations departments, but the wider organisation as well, how they operate, where they've got process improvements they could be putting in place, and just generally helping to drive better ways of doing things.
Can you give us an overview of your career to date?
I started out hundreds of years ago leaving a travel and tourism qualification. Fell into IT through data entry, worked my way through service desks, technical support, doing desktop server networks, realised that technology was moving quicker than my brain could cope with it, so I moved into leadership and management, and then I saw the light and came over here, got a job with a broadcast organisation as the IT operations manager. Stayed there for 2.5 years and then went independent.
What does your job involve on a day-to-day basis?
It really depends what kind of engagement I've got with the customer. If I'm doing a contract IT operations manager role, for example, then it's get in there, understand the environment as quickly as possible, understand the teams, and then keep everything running as it should be, while also helping to drive improvements. Quite often mentor the teams, help bring them up so that they can do more without me being around for too long. Or if I'm doing consulting engagements, then it's understanding from the senior IT managers what they believe the issues are, and then working with all of the teams to identify what can be done to address those concerns, pull together a plan. But generally it's leading the people who are already there.
Can you give me some examples of some of the projects you've worked on?
They fall into the two different brackets. So there's going in helping organisations who need an IT operations manager, and then there's also the different projects I've had with organisations of varying sizes, be they we want to improve the way our service desk works because we've got complaints, to we think we should just be more mature in the way that we're operating. How can we set about that? And they're really enjoyable ones.
So what appeals to you when you're looking for that next contract or that next assignment?
What I really enjoy is finding an organisation that isn't just going through the motions of saying we need to improve, but finding an organisation where everybody from the ground up to the most senior managers there wants to improve. They want to drive the maturity of the way they're operating. They want to grow the people.
So for you, what's changed in the industry?
It's seeing a change from the traditional IT department to more of a DevOps /lean/agile approach now, which is very exciting because you can see that people want to react quicker. They don't want to have the 2-week window between raise a change, have the change approved, make the change. They want to be able to do things within a matter of, well, ideally hours, but quite often just a day or two will suffice most organisations I work with.
What would your advice be for people who are wanting to enter into IT?
Don't just assume that there's only one way of doing things and jump into ITIL or whatever it might be that you're interested in. Look at everything else that's out there. You've got COBIT, which is a useful end-to-end framework from governance down. You've got the DevOps side of things. You've got your Agile service management way of delivering improvements. There's many different things out there to understand, so don't just jump into what you think is the best way of doing it. Learn, read up on things, get trained wherever you can, talk to people, get experience, go to conferences or local events that don't cost you anything, and just understand and talk.
You've got a lot of experience in this, but what do you think job seekers, contract and permanent, can do to stand out in a crowd?
Get yourself known. Sitting at your desk all day, then going home, never interacting with anybody outside of work in a peer networking kind of way. doesn't do you any favours. Talking to people, going to local events or national events, speaking at a conference or just a local branch meeting. If you're interested in service management, join the Service Management Forum, ITSMF, and get to know people there. If you're in a technical role, go to local techie meetings where you can talk to like-minded people and share your thoughts, because no matter how dull you think you are, there's something that you've come across that nobody else has necessarily thought about, and you can share that knowledge, and then you become known for somebody that is worth talking to. And even if you've never worked with somebody at an organisation you want to move to, if somebody's heard of you or looks you up on LinkedIn and sees that you've spoken here or written there, that adds value. Whereas just sitting at your desk, going home, playing games and then coming back the next morning, it doesn't do anything for your career progression.
Is there anything you'd recommend to another job seeker?
Yeah, having been on the looking for work side and also recruiting people side, when you're applying for a role, don't go generic and don't lie. But if you're going for a particular role, tailor your CV to that role. Highlight the skills or experience that you've got for that role. If I'm recruiting somebody for a service desk, I don't want to know about the 2 years you spent after college packing boxes, unless that was interacting with customers at the same time. So make sure that what you're putting forward is relevant to the role that you're going for. But also, and it's a slightly flippant statement, but it's deadly serious, is if you say you've got an eye for detail, don't make spelling mistakes. Things like that will annoy recruiting managers, and so they won't want to talk to you. So take a little bit of time, concentrate on what you're doing, make sure it's accurate, and tailor it for what the organisation is looking for in that role.
So in your terms, can you define what DevOps mean?
To me personally, because every organisation will have their own thoughts about what DevOps is. In its simplest terms, it is bringing together the development teams and your operations teams together so that you can deliver an end-to-end value stream to your customer, be that internal or external, in a quicker, easier way. You've got the two teams working together, so development can understand what operations needs, operations can understand what development is doing.
So what would you say would be the most in-demand roles in IT over the next couple of years?
Well, whether it's a buzzword or not, DevOps is coming up, it's there. A lot of people are looking for DevOps engineers. It's that kind of area, I think now, be it a technical role or a service management or management role. You've got to understand how you can make your organisation or any organisation a lot more agile, a lot more lean in the way that they work. There's very little room now in organisations to have the fat that we've had in the past. You can't spend days, weeks, months delivering something. You've got to be able to think, how can we do this quicker? How can we do it better so that we can deliver more value better and quicker? Now, the two don't always work out, but over time you can improve things, and which then brings down cost and delivers better value. But it's that kind of area, I think, the Agile DevOps thinking.
Hey, well, thank you very much for joining us today. It's lovely to get a bit of insight about who you are and what you've done for your career, and thanks again.
Oh, thank you.